Conservatives have a majority with 167 seats. The New Democrats now the official opposition. Check it out, 102 seats. The Liberals down to 34. Bloc Québécois on your screen, just 4 seats. And Green Party leader Elizabeth May now has a seat in Parliament. So what happens next?
I stand here today as the first elected Green Member of Parliament in Canadian history.
On Monday, May 2nd, Elizabeth May became the first Member of Parliament for the Green Party of Canada. But her victory is one of the many historical firsts that took place in this 2011 federal election. The New Democratic Party won 103 seats to become the official opposition to the Conservative government. 59 of those seats in the province of Quebec, crushing the Bloc Québécois almost completely. The NDP experienced a powerful surge in the polls leading up to the final weeks before the election. Jack Layton's charisma, it seems, tickled the Francophones' pickle to the point where 4 McGill undergraduates unexpectedly won their ridings. Here is Charmaine Bourg, a 20-year-old McGill student who was recently elected in her riding in Terrebonne.
And I was just wondering, what are you studying now? You're at McGill?
Yeah.
Okay, what are you studying at McGill?
I'm studying political science and Latin American studies.
Okay, so what's going to happen to your university studies now that you're an MP?
Well, my first priority is to represent the people of Terrebonne, so that's my #1 priority. If I can continue part-time studies, then I will. But at the time, I mean, that's my priority. So if my studies have to be delayed for 4 years, then so be it.
Charmaine seems to have true and honest intentions, but many would argue it wouldn't be fair to rule out that a lack of experience could debilitate her efforts to be effective on Parliament Hill.
Second would be to represent youth. Third, represent women. These are all things that I find.
Still, the experience of being an elected MP at that age is immeasurable in the world of politics.
And to make life more accessible, more accessible and less of a burden on everyday life.
Okay.
This is the youngest Member of Parliament ever elected, Pierre-Luc Dussault. At 19 years old, Dussault had originally planned to work at a golf course this summer, but will serve in Parliament instead. Yet Jack Layton stands firmly for his new MP, saying, "I don't share this notion that a young person is somehow not qualified," and evidently, the people who voted for these new MPs in Quebec feel the same way. What will this ultimately bring for Canada? Who knows? But the people have spoken through their ballots, and it is clear that there has been a loss of faith in the Liberal Party. Many still believe in the Liberal ideals, but many would also argue that the Liberals don't have the balls they once did.
At any cost? At any cost? How far would you go with that? How far would you extend that?
Well, just watch me.
It can be said with certainty that the downfall of the Liberals in this past election was in part due to the poor leadership and people skills of Michael Ignatieff.
And when you have a good proof, it's because it's proven.
But the Liberal ideals have always been strongly followed, and it shows because this is the only federal election in which the Liberals neither won or became the official opposition. There are many hopefuls for the role of leading the Liberal Party, like Bob Rae, who has 30 years of experience on the Hill.
Looking forward to being part of a government again, which is something I'd really like to do.
Or Justin Trudeau, who has been very established with the media, most notably being the son of you-know-who.
How can we trust this government to create the jobs of tomorrow if they won't even give young Canadians a chance today?
As I've spoken somewhat in depth to the losing parties and their changes, the most important change is the Conservative majority that was won this election. This means a lot because it is a lot of power to the government. The ability to pass any legislation so long as it abides by the Constitution and the Senate, which in itself is a majority of Conservatives. It is out of our hands at this point because as a country we have put our faith in Stephen Harper and the Conservative Party. Who knows where we'll be 4 years from now come election time? That's quite a ways away. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed my documentary.
Pull back the cover. Shades! God, it's a raid.